Hello, my name is Karen Clark and I chair Aberdeenshire Council's Social Work and Housing Committee. This film has been made by the Council to help people of working age who rent from the Council or a housing association to understand the changes to housing benefits due in April. You may have heard of it in the national media referred to as the bedroom tax. There is a lot of information to take in about the changes to housing benefit and other benefit changes due later in 2013. I want you to know that you can contact me or any of my councillor colleagues if you are worried or need advice. There are also lots of other organisations such as the Citizens Advice Bureau and various advice agencies across Aberdeenshire. The credit unions are also working with us and are willing to provide sources of support. Your council housing officer is there to help you prepare for the benefit changes and what they might mean to you.
Hi, I'm Julie. I'm a mum of two and I live in a 3-bedroom council house with my partner Alan. He only works part-time and we're finding it difficult already as we have a young family. I'm a bit worried as these changes are going to make us struggle to keep things going in the house.
Gavin here. I live in a flat in Peterhead. I have 2 bedrooms. I'm unemployed, looking for a job on job seekers allowance. I think these changes to housing benefit is going to affect a lot of folk, especially folk like me. I've got my bills to pay and then they're going to cut my housing benefit. How am I going to pay for my rent, my food and my heating?
Hi, I'm Lorraine. I care for a teenager on a long-term placement and live in a 2-bedroom house along with my husband. I am worried about what's going to happen because although I work, my husband doesn't, and it's hard coping with the demands of a teenager along with everything else.
I'm Brian Watson and I'm a housing manager with Aberdeenshire Council. We've made this film for tenants like Gavin, Julie and Lorraine, along with lots of others who will be affected by the changes the UK government is making to the benefits people get. Along with other agencies like the credit union and advice services, we are looking at the changes to housing benefit so we can do everything we can to help and inform you about what it all means for you and your family. These changes are significant and will affect not only your benefits, but the rent that you pay and how you pay it. This will affect most of our customers unless you are of pensionable age. If we can be of any help at all, please contact our helpline on 0845 6080 149, where you will be able to speak to a member of staff in our benefits or housing teams. The UK Government has changed the rules for working age tenants in social housing who are in receipt of housing benefit and who are under-occupying their accommodation. Your housing benefit will be cut if you have more bedrooms than the rules say you need. If your housing benefit is cut, you'll be expected to pay the difference from your benefits or wages. This will not affect you if you are of pension age. The new rules from April 2013 allow 1 bedroom for every adult or couple, any adult aged 16 or over, any 2 children of the same sex aged under 16, any 2 children of any sex aged 10 or under, any other child aged under 16, a non-resident carer, and any child must be living with you full-time to count for housing benefit towards the number of bedrooms that you will need, unless you are a foster carer or have an adult child in the armed forces. However, there will be circumstances where housing benefit reductions can be delayed, and that's what's called grace periods will apply. These are 13 weeks for anyone who could previously afford their rent, so if you had been able to pay and hadn't claimed housing benefit for the last year. A year, in other words 52 weeks, if the reason you are now under-occupying your house is that you have suffered bereavement in the household. In addition, there are some exemptions which may apply. If you have fostered or become an approved foster carer in the last 12 months, you can have an additional room whether or not a child has been placed with you, or you are currently between placements. If you have adult children in the armed forces who continue to live with you, even if they are deployed on operations at times, the size criteria won't apply. The non-dependent deduction to housing benefit is also not affected until an adult child returns home. If you have one more bedroom than the rules say you need, your housing benefit will be cut by 14%. If you have 2 or more bedrooms in excess of requirements, your housing benefit will be cut by 25%.
I live in a 3-bedroom house with my partner and 2 children. My daughter's 11 months and my son's 3. What will these changes mean for me?
Julie, from April 2013, you will be under-occupying your home, as the new rules state that you only need 2 bedrooms, but 2 children under 10 can share a bedroom. Based on our current average rent levels for 3-bedroom properties in Aberdeenshire of £69 per week, the benefit cut of 14% means you would be expected to pay an extra £9.66 per week. However, when you are notified about your benefit entitlement, the letter will tell you how much housing benefit you will receive and how much rent you have to pay to us.
I live in a 2-bedroom flat. I'm on job seekers allowance. I'm looking for work. How is this benefit change going to affect me?
Gavin, from April 2013, you'll be under-occupying your home, as the new rules state that you only require 1 bedroom. So based on our current average rent levels for 2-bedroom properties in Aberdeenshire, which is almost £59 per week, the benefit cut of 14% means you would be expected to pay an extra £8.26 per week. However, like Julie, you would be advised exactly how much extra you will have to pay.
I care for a teenager on a long-term placement and live in a 2-bedroom house along with my husband. I've heard that the room for my boy won't be counted in for housing benefit, so I really need to know what's going to happen next.
Lorraine, the UK government has recently made changes, and further to their recent announcement of this, you, as an approved foster carer, will be exempt from the housing benefit cut.
Hi, my name is Ewan Allardyce and I work for the North East of Scotland Credit Union. We're better known as NESCU. We are just one of many organisations that you can turn to for support, as well as the Council and other advice agencies. NESCU works closely with the Inclusion Partnership in Aberdeenshire and can offer people advice on budgeting and savings and give you information about other services you can access. For instance, the website Cash in Your Pocket is a good place to look if you need to know about benefits, debt advice or making your money go further. So why not visit our website at www.nescu.co.uk or go to www.ciyp.co.uk for the Cash in Your Pocket Partnership website. The changes to housing benefits and other changes due later in 2013, such as universal credit, will be worrying for people, and as a reliable organisation, we can offer guidance. NESCU can also offer people accounts as an alternative to a bank account. For people like Julie and the 392 people who have joined NESCU this year, small steps like managing your household budget, saving for the future, might help your situation. Gavin too, you said you're looking for work and thinking about a drop in your income through housing benefit is no doubt a worry. Come and talk to my team about savings and budgeting.
Hello? Okay, I'll just be down a minute. Thank you.
We've been contacting customers individually who may be affected and giving them more information about the changes. If you feel you may not be able to afford to pay the extra and would like to move to a smaller property, please contact the council, as we can give you details about a house exchange or even information on places to go for advice on managing your money better and things like that. Please remember that these changes only affect working age housing benefit claimants. However, the changes are fundamental and they do mean some tenants having to find additional resources to pay rent. These additional charges can range from an extra £6 per week to over £20 per week for some tenants. All of this will happen from the 1st of April, so please act quickly if you want advice or support. I can't stress this enough, as it's important you come to us or another agency who can help you. Please don't ignore these changes. It's imperative you try and avoid getting into debt, as things can quickly escalate out of control. Please do seek assistance as early as possible. There are agencies who can help with budgeting and advice. Please contact them or ourselves. Aberdeenshire Council has been working to prepare for the changes to benefits, and these will affect a lot of people. So please do everything you can to make a note of the changes and what they might mean for you. My team and I are here to help you, so talk to us, go on the website, pop into your local housing office, talk to your housing officer. We are here to help and do everything we can to ease these changes for you, but do talk to us.